And this is how the match would end. 1-0 to Liverpool. I'm pretty sure many would have expected that win. But in the end, it was a little bit like watching paint dry in that first half, Stevie.
Yeah.
But Rion Gamoa, I mean, in the end, the fact that he got the goal, he did look the livelier of the ones that we did see along with Szoboszlai.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on what we saw from Liverpool, even though we know this is not the Liverpool we will be seeing when the season starts?
Right, yeah, I mean, there was a couple of things that I liked. You know, there were a couple of times they got the ball forward early. We saw that chance after, 2 minutes?
Yeah.
I mean, that was the classic getting the ball forward early. You look for the forward ball, you play the pass, you get everything right, unfortunately, apart from the finish. So there was passages of play like that. Mm-hmm. But at this stage, with 3 weeks to go before you start the season, it is mostly about fitness.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, there's not enough of Liverpool's, what we would perceive as first team. So it's tough to judge how fit the actual 11 that starts against Newcastle on the open day are going to be, because they're going to be playing catch-up for sure.
And that, of course, is going to be a big game with a strong emotional background as well going into it. What do you feel Liverpool needs to do this summer, though, Stevie? Because I understand after last season you're disappointed. You describe Liverpool as currently in a bit of a holding pattern.
Yeah.
We're still wondering what Iraola is going to do. So what do you want to see them do?
I think first and foremost, the biggest problem they have is defensively. I mean, the only recognised central defender they have right now is Virgil van Dijk. You know, we can look here at Jeremy Jackie, who's a centre-back, but he's a young kid. He's arguably not ready for the Premier League. And Victor Munoz is a forward. So Liverpool, and from a defensive point of view, are in big, big trouble right now. I said there was 3 weeks to go before the Newcastle game. And they really don't know who's going to play right back. We're really not sure whether Kerkez is going to be the Kerkez of Bournemouth or the Kerkez we saw last season. Virgil van Dijk will not be 100% fit by the start of the season. And right now, he doesn't have a partner. So there are certainly a lot of areas that Liverpool need to be worried about. But the biggest area would be defensively.
I want an interesting one, too, because you did mention Virgil van Dijk. And normally, you know, even if he's 50% fit, Stevie, you take him all day, every day. You feel confident with him in your back line. But the truth is now we are seeing a Virgil van Dijk that's not the Virgil van Dijk that we're used to. How much confidence do you have in him?
Well, I think, you know, everybody, regardless of how good you are at your best, you can have patches where you struggle. And I don't think it's been unkind to say that Virgil last season had too many patches where he struggled, but I thought he was pretty good in the World Cup with Netherlands, and I think there's no reason to think that he's not going to be the Virgil van Dijk that we expect, and the Virgil van Dijk we've seen certainly from a consistent basis at Liverpool over his last 6 or 7 seasons. So he, in my opinion, not only is somebody Liverpool will be relying on, but he has to be the catalyst for everything going on around them, which unfortunately last season wasn't what he did.
Well, we just had the graphic there to show exactly where Liverpool finished last season in a number of competitions. Looking at the squad now as it is, Stevie, what are they aiming for? What are the ambitions, or how much more is needed to be signed to even compete again, at least for the Premier League title?
Liverpool need to sign defenders, midfielders and forwards.
It's a whole other team.
It's as simple as that. And right now, with what they have in their squad, they have no chance of getting in the top 4. And it's questionable right now with what they have. I don't think they would get in the top 6. So Liverpool have got themselves in a position where they are desperate for quality players. And unfortunately, it's not a case of 1 or 2 quality players. They need at least 4 or 5. And I'm talking about starters.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about young kids. I'm not talking about the players for the future. If they want to compete for the Premier League, for the top 4, or for the Champions League, then they 100% need to sign at least 4 or 5 quality players. And right now, that doesn't seem too likely.
So what I'm hearing Stevie say is that he feels that Manchester United is a much better team than Liverpool right now. To confirm that, let's go to our Beth Lindop, who is pitchside at Yankee Stadium for us, having just witnessed this preseason game. And Beth, I know you heard what I said, and of course we're going to take this game against Wrexham with a grain of salt, but Stevie right now not very optimistic of Liverpool even aiming for a top 6 finish in the Premier League if the squad stays as is. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I was loving Stevie's optimism there. Really gets you fired up for the new season. But no, I am inclined to agree with him. I think you only had to take a look at the team sheets today to see that Liverpool need reinforcements. Obviously, we know that they've got a number of players back home. Virgil van Dijk, Cody Gakpo have both begun training this week back at the AXA training centre. Alexis McAllister's still to join up. Victor Munoz as well, their new signing. So they have got players to come in, but they still need more bodies, and not just more bodies, they need more quality. You know, I think Dominik Szoboszlai is the real sort of standout superstar. I said that earlier on in the team, but he needs help around him. And again, Alexander Isak, Florian Wirtz, they both joined up with the team in Chicago earlier this week, so we'd imagine that they'd be involved in Liverpool's next pre-season game. And then by the time Liverpool go back to Anfield for the friendly against Como in a couple of weeks' time, the team might start to resemble something more like what we will see against Newcastle on the opening day of the season. But I would agree with Stevie. The squad still needs an awful lot more work.
Oh, such positivity running around here. I wonder how much more positive both of you would feel if Liverpool managed to sign Bradley Barcola. Beth, what's the latest there, and would you think about making him an addition to Iraola's squad?
Yeah, I think it's very difficult because Liverpool need a winger. They've made no secret of that. Andoni Iraola has said that. I think the winger market right now isn't particularly stacked with real elite quality options, and I think Bradley Barcola is one of the few elite quality options. But as we said at the top of the show, you know, the price that he's rated for, probably around 150 million euros, it's an awful lot of money for a player who isn't always a starter at PSG. So I think it's maybe a little bit of a risk for the kind of money that we're talking about, but I also think he's still a very young player. He's had a couple of great seasons at PSG, obviously been integral to them winning the league and the Champions League back-to-back as well. So I think it would be a real quality signing, and I think just bringing someone of his pedigree in would immediately give everybody, the fans and the players, a lift.
Do you want some positivity?
I would love some positivity.
Do you want some positivity?
I'm in desperate need of some.
Well, I thought it was interesting that Iraola brought Ingamo on and played him on the right-hand side. Now, Bradley Barcola, in my opinion, is better coming off the left-hand side. So if you want to be positive, maybe there's something in the works, and he's trying Ingamo on the right-hand side. Now, right now, that's as positive as I can get.
That's as positive as you can get?
Right now.
Because what do you make of what Beth had to say if this Barcola deal does go through? I know you're not quite happy with the price tag, but is he still the quality player, has the experience of winning the Champions League that you think would save Liverpool at the moment? Yes,
well, he's a proven commodity at the highest level.
Yeah.
I said earlier that he wasn't a regular starter for either France or PSG, but we're talking about arguably two of the best teams on the planet. So that's not a shabby place to be. At the same time, I'm worried about the price tag because of what happened last year. But at the same time, does Bradley Barcola make Liverpool better? And 100%, the answer is yes.
Does he make them compete for the Premier League title?
No, not just him alone. He makes them better in the final third, which Liverpool last season, let's be quite honest, were well, I think boring would be the word that you would look for.
Missing the target.
And so if there's one thing Bradley Barcola is not, is boring.
Yeah.
He absolutely, like Ingamo, he wants to go at people. He wants to take people on. He wants to create chances. He also wants to score goals as well. So from an attacking sense, Bradley Barcola 100% makes Liverpool better. Doesn't quite put them in title contention or Champions League contention, but it's a step in the right direction.
Well, we've been talking so much about Liverpool, but I don't know if you noticed right there at the end of the game, Wrexham players giving away not their T-shirts, but their shorts. Stevie, has anyone ever asked you for your shorts, and did you ever take them off pitch side and just left yourself in your undies?
Absolutely not.
Didn't have the confidence that you could have had the legs to pull them off? Nobody asked you for your shorts.
Why would you give your shorts to somebody in the middle of the field?
I know, it was interesting because he still had his shirt on, which was quite interesting. Why not just give the shirt and not the shorts? Who knows? Maybe somebody asked him for shorts.
I don't get it. There's socks, shoes, strips. There's a lot of things, headbands. There's a ton of things you can give away. Why you would give your shorts away, I have no idea. Certainly not in the middle of the field.
Well, there he is now, the big lad, shortless and into his tidy-whities. Beth is still pitch side for us. Beth, undoubtedly, we know that the fans have been loving, of course, the Wrexham players. We know that they have that Hollywood powerhouse owners that are Rob McElhenney and Ryan Reynolds. But when we talk about that powerhouse or a star power, at least for Liverpool today, it was definitely Dominik Szoboszlai, and the fans looked like they were loving him.
Yeah, it's been really noticeable on this tour how Dominik Szoboszlai has almost become the main man for Liverpool. Now, obviously, there are some absences, but I do think that is a role that he's really grown into over the past year or so. And speaking to a few people around the club over the past couple of weeks, they've said it's quite noticeable in training, actually, how he and Milos Kerkez, obviously his Hungary teammate, have taken on that extra responsibility with the younger players, trying to lead by example during training. And you see that on the field as well. He's always demanding the ball. I think he probably played the most out of everybody today. Most people got 45, 60 minutes. He got about 75, and his level of fitness looks way beyond almost what anybody else's is. So yeah, he's really popular over here in the States. I think he's very quickly becoming somebody that the fans are turning to as a leader. And obviously there's a spot as vice-captain available with Andy Robertson having gone to Tottenham, so it'll be interesting to see if Andoni Iraola does decide to give that role to Dom Szoboszlai.
Yeah, Dominik Szoboszlai definitely was one of the more exciting or respected players in what was otherwise a difficult season for Liverpool, Stevie.
Yeah, and to get rid of that and be back on the front foot, absolutely. Szoboszlai is going to be front and centre of it. And all the praise he's getting and the leadership qualities that he's shown, it just shows you that this guy, since he got to Liverpool, has taken another step in terms of maturity on the field and off the field. And we know how good he was last year, but he can still get better. And if he takes that extra step, my goodness, we're talking about a real superstar.
World class even?
World class, 100%.